Welcome back to the Breakdown. Ben Bobick, Lyndon Blake, and today we have reached the level of 8A Suncoast football, and we're starting with the District 6 champions, the Riverview Rams.
We only have two 8A teams in our area, which is kind of strange to think about, but they're one of our top two, and they got a really good quarterback coming this year to kind of fill that spot that the quarterback graduated. So Arthur Brantley from Booker is now a Riverview Ram, but it's not the first time, right?
He started his high school football career at Riverview, then went to Booker, jumped ship back. And the Rams, they're a really promising team this season. They really do. They won their first district title since 2008. They won their first playoff game since 2004 last season. A lot to build off of. Obviously, there's some question there with Coach Todd Johnson leaving, but I think they've really taken it in stride. Coach Josh Smithers has been a head coach in this area before. He coached Cardinal Mooney for a number of years. He's been the offensive coordinator at Riverview for 2. And you're right, having Arthur Brantley there is great. He's committed to Georgia Southern, so he's going to go play some Division I football. And what it adds, Lyndon, is a little bit of a dual threat action. He's a dual threat quarterback, which is what they wanted, but it's two separate sides of the ball, if you will, in a sense, not literally, but Arthur Brantley likes to get on the edge. He's quick, he'll make you miss, and then you have a guy, Ali Boyce, who's been at Riverview, would be a 3-year starter. He's a junior running back. He's probably about 5'8", but you can't tackle this guy. You can't tackle him with an arm because he's going to run you over. So they got the bulldozer and Ali Boyce, and they got the guy that can make you miss, and Arthur Brantley, and it's going to provide for a very, very lethal attack this year for the Rams offense.
We won't drop any names, but one coach in our area said if the Rams play their full potential, they're the best team we have in the entire area.
Yeah, yes he did. And they're going to have their work cut out for them, though. It's not going to be a cakewalk. They start their season off. They play Lakewood Ranch in their kickoff game, then Booker. They play Booker in the Ram Bowl, so it'll be nice to kind of see where they're at in that game, and then boom, they're at it. They go on the road against Venice High Indians. Now, if you remember last year, that game was supposed to be at the Ram Bowl, got rained out, and then Venice said, no, you can't play where we're at, and they were the only two teams in the area to not play. So there's a little bit of animosity, and I know the coaches know one another too, so I think that's going to be a lot of fun to cover and a lot of good game to watch, because those are two local, with the exception of Charlotte, those are probably the two closest to us here at SNN, district champions, Riverview and Venice.
So the coaches are pretty good friends. That always is kind of interesting to see how the coaches all know each other and players off the field, but Coach Smithers and Coach Peacock, it'll be interesting to see what each one has to say after the game.
Yeah.
Not before. We're not interested in what you have to say before. We're looking for afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. And then they go, boom, they're right back at the Ram Bowl. They play Palmetto. And then district play starts, and they start district play out with Steinbrunner, who's the team they barely squeaked by last year by 1 point. And of course, you have Manatee on that schedule, who is, even with their new coach, that's a program you always have circled on there. So the Riverview Rams, the ceiling, the sky's the limit for them. And you look on the defensive side of the ball, they got a defensive back, a three-star defensive back in Jamar Johnson. The guy has a number of offers from Purdue, Wake Forest, Western Kentucky. He's looking at him, Virginia Tech. And so they're pretty talented on the defensive side of the ball, but I think the thing I don't want to say they're worried about, but they're trying to build up is that defensive line. They're a little undersized, but they're looking to make up for it in the secondary and the linebackers.
It's just tons of tradition there at Riverview. When you first move to the area, you go to the Ram Bowl, and you're like, man, this is what high school football is all about. And just from the band to everything, it's just so much tradition. I know they're really pumped to finally get that playoff win. Hard to believe, since 2004?
Yeah, it's been over a decade.
I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But it's going to be old school Ram football as always. A little bit different with Brantley and Q with the dual threat, but it's going to be we're going to run the ball down your throat, and we're going to stop you from running the ball. So we'll see how the Rams play out. Of course, we'll be covering them throughout the season. I wouldn't be surprised if that Venice game is our game of the week. But we only got one more team to go after this. We got the Rams, and it's off to Manatee, and then boom, we're ready to go. It's the Kickoff Classic. We'll be at Palmetto for the game of the week between the Tornadoes and the Tigers. It's Friday football fever season. It's high school football is back on the Suncoast, and we'll be back with another breakdown tomorrow.